Hey everyone, happy Monday. I hope everyone enjoyed their weekend and I hope they are having a great sunny day. Well, partially sunny anyway. Um, my name is Nicole, and again, I hope everyone had a beautiful weekend. It's been kind of chilly, this bipolar week weather they got going on. Um, Today is the what's that? Six step out of 10 steps. We did 5 steps last week, and today we are going to talk about sugar. So for those of you who do not know me, my name is Nicole. I am the owner of Nicolette's Holistic, and what I do, I help single moms or working moms or preferably any mom that's looking to start a healthy or start transitioning ooh, into a non-toxic natural lifestyle. And that's where I come in at. I try to talk to people and try to figure out, what are they trying to do? What are they looking to do? A lot of people think it's hard to transition into a natural non-toxic, but it's, baby steps. It's baby steps. And I also help moms to practice the tradition of of aiding your body in the natural healing process using plant-based supplements, using the essential oils, using whole foods. So any mom that would like to know how they can clean their homes with natural products, how they can clean out their kitchen and add more plant-based, more natural, more non-toxic foods to their kitchen. Um, I'm your gal, Natural Nicolette. So again, today is day 6 of our 10-day steps to a more natural and non-toxic lifestyle. Um, so I'm going to kind of switch it up a little bit. So we did 5 days last week, and it's supposed to be 5 days this week. But after looking over some of my material that I had created to do this live, I kind of figured a lot of it deals is it's kind of repetitive. So what I'm going to do, the goodies that I have for you all for the rest of this week, I'm going to kind of combine them because it's only a few more. So I'm just going to kind of combine them today. Sorry, not today, tomorrow. Well, I'm gonna try to combine them tomorrow and just sum it up, sum the 10-day live up on tomorrow instead of Friday because I really think that I can do the last couple of steps in one day and sum it up for you guys. I hope that sounds great to you guys. And we are going to go ahead and get started and knock this out real quick because it's nothing to elaborate on. Is basically good sugars, bad sugars, the flowers that's in our kitchen and things like that. So we all know that sugar is like, how can I put it? Sugar is like the number one enemy. I think I'm gonna say it like that. Sugar is like the number one enemy. The reason why I say that is because sugar can be, I'm not going to say is, sugar can be one of the number one or one of the biggest health issues. Um, well, it can play a big toll in bad health, horrible health, right? Whether we're eating real food, what people call real food, which is dinner, the basic foods that we eat during dinner. Then you have your junk foods, Um, So we're going to just scan real quickly and talk real quickly about, the good sugars versus the bad sugars, what sugars to look out for, and how sugars can be disguised in many, many names. And I'm sure you all are aware of those names. But There is two types of sugars. I'm sorry, there are two types of sugars. We have uh, we have added sugar, which includes the white sugar or table sugar, what we would call it, also known as sucrose. So a lot of sugars, if you any name sucrose, fructose, muctose, fructose, any of those names ending in ose, I'm just going to say ose. Um, Most likely they are. It's a refined sugar. It's a bad sugar, put it like that. So we have the added sugars, which is the table sugars that we all like to uh, delve in when we are eating our junk food or when we're drinking our coffees or teas or anything where it requires to add more sugar. So we love to eat more sugar, knowing that our body is not processing the sugar the way it's supposed to be, because we're not supposed to be eating added sugars anyway. So we have the added sugars, and then we have what you call naturally occurring sugars, which is found in the fruit, the fruit, the vegetables. You have honey, and then you have unrefined carbohydrates. What are unrefined carbs? Unrefined carbs. We also know these carbs known to be as whole foods. And when these carb foods is in the natural or unprocessed state, it's not stripped. Whole foods aren't stripped of the nutrients that we need in there. Then you have whole foods. Whole foods are plant foods. Um, they are unprocessed foods. They are unrefined foods, or some of them, or not just that. It could be they could be processed and refined as little as possible as well. Let me get that straight. So they can whole foods are unprocessed and unrefined, or they are processed and refined as little as possible. Some good refined, and I like to go a little bit in depth when we're talking about certain things, because it's easy to just say, yeah, you don't need this sugar, and this is the reason why this sugar is not good for you. We all know why it's not good for us, but sometimes it takes for us to go a little step further and do a little science. You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with doing our bodies, our science? So we have to look for answers in science in order for us to heal ourselves the right way, the proper way. But we need to know what we're looking for. We need to know where we're looking for um, these non-toxic chemicals or foods. So that's another reason why I like to break down a lot of processed foods and their names, so that you can get a better understanding, more so than, oh, I've been I've I've known I've come to know sugar to be, bad for you. I know that sugar gives you diabetes. We know this, we know that, but we don't. What's past that? You know what I'm saying? We want to go past that. We want to be able to um, point out. We want to know the definition of a unrefined carb. So we know where to look for these sugars, for these added sugars, for these added chemicals, things of that sort. So that's the reason why, if you haven't been noticing, that I will go into depth when it comes to certain terms, um, certain chemicals. We need to know these. Information is powerful. So the more information you have, the more information you can work with to get where you need to be. So if anyone is one thing I can say, if you have someone out there that's willing to share, you have a lot of people that don't care to listen to information. I read it somewhere else, or I'll find out another time, or I don't have time, and that's fine. You find a time when your body basically tells you, so you don't have a choice but to find time now. But yeah, I like to get just a little bit into depth about certain terms, so that you can understand what you're looking for and why you're looking for it. So again, we have some good refined grains that you can include in your diet. And you probably all know that some good grains could be whole wheat bread, brown rice. It could be whole wheat pasta, and you have whole wheat grains, and you have barley, things of that sort. Oh my God, my throat is totally dry. So yeah, so when we're looking for these added sugars, you want to be able to know the difference between added sugars and unrefined carbs. Um, so thus far, what we just talked about, what we know now, we now know that whole carbs, also known as unrefined carbs, are processed. I mean, they are not processed; they are unprocessed, and they contain they contain the fiber that we need um, in our daily consumption. So not only that, we also know that refined carbs, such as sugar sweetener, you have sugar sweeteners, the sugar sweetened beverages. I apologize. The sugar sweetened beverages. Then you have the fruit juices. You have the white bread. You have pastries. We love eating. I know I like eating a lot of pastries. I like to eat pastries with my tea. I would specifically go get a muffin or an apple Danish in the morning so that I could drink it with my coffee, my tea. I just love so. But I have my times when I dip and I roll. Now, I also have recipes, and I have also made plant based danishes, which you might say, such as spelt muffins. You could bake some spelt muffins out of spelt flour. Which what, as a matter of fact, what we're about to mention, like now, as a matter of fact, we're talking about refined sugars, and we're talking about flour. So yeah, I usually make, I would do either blueberry or chocolate chip spelt muffins. And the good thing about them, because my kids love to eat, they can eat as many as they want, because it's not containing white bleach flour. It's not containing any sugars or added sugars for that fact. Um, it's healthy. It's all healthy. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I always say, no matter how much I say I love to eat this, or how healthy something is, that my kids can eat, so much of it because it's healthy. I still always go back to, eat in moderation, because large quantities of anything is bad for you. So just be mindful of that. So now, the sugars that you get from a candy bar or a slice of cake is the same. It's the same sugar naturally found in whole foods. Remember the whole foods we were just talking about? The whole foods that I just said that we are supposed to be eating. Yes, foods naturally contain its own sugar. you know it's the added sugars that's giving us rapid weight loss. It's the added sugars that's giving us increased blood sugar, which leads to a risk of developing the type 2 diabetes. So yes, it's the added sugars to the whole foods that we're eating that's killing us. Now, add what's added sugars. Now, the added sugars that I'm talking about are sugars such as syrups that's added to foods or beverages. If you read your food labels, or if you read your pops, like if you look on the can of pop, if you look at the ingredients, you're going to see fructose syrup, fructose or sucrose syrup. So you all don't make fun of how I pronounce my words, but so yeah, look on the back of not just a can of pop, a can of candy, a candy bar, or anything. Because remember, whole foods already contains natural sugars. It's the added sugars that we are looking at. So um, when you look at a can of pop or whatever, you're gonna see fructose corn syrup, or just cooked corn syrup. Those are the added sugars that we're talking about when we're talking about not unnaturally. So the naturally occurring sugars, such as those in the fruits and the vegetables, um, like I said, there aren't any added sugars. So, for an example, the fruit cups that we like um, to buy the kids. You had the fruit cups. So the fruit in its own and already have sugars. So when they're going through a process to be added to the, this juice that's in the cups. Oh my God. I just thought about Eater Bunker. I don't know if you all watch All in the Family. I'm a big fan of All in the Family, all those old TV shows. But Edith went and she went to the grocery store. I'm gonna try to make this real quick because I'm closing up anyway. But she went to the grocery store and came back, and she was like really running all over the place because she was like nervous because she was in an accident because she hit a parked car, uh, with a can of the peaches she had. And to make a long story short, as she was describing the incident to Archie, she just kept repeating herself, clean peaches and heavy syrup, clean peaches and heavy syrup. And he just kept saying, shut up, dingbat, shut up, dingbat. It was hilarious. And what made me, I was just laughing at this because I was going to say, if you if you get these fruit cups, just think that these fruit cups already contain natural sugars. So when they sitting in a cold refrigerator in these juices, you know that they're sitting in these chemicals. That you know that they're sitting in preservatives. You know that they sit in this high fructose corn syrup. And now, not only do you basically eating a cup of sugar. You basically eating a cup of sugar. We drinking a cup of sugar when we drink pop, and we drink these fruit juices with the artificial flavors, the artificial colors, and then the added sugar. See, that's another reason why I throw these terms out there and try to explain them. So as we go along, and I'm saying added sugar, artificial flavors, artificial colors, we went over those terms earlier in the other steps. So those of you who have not caught those other steps, please, please, please go back and look at some of the other steps toward going into a natural, more non-toxic lifestyle. Um, so a couple of things before we leave, a couple of things that you might want to try and trade out in your kitchen. You have the pastas, you have the white pastas, you have all kind of pastas, but the kind of pastas that we want to try, that we want to swap out for, we have the whole wheat pasta. We have whole wheat pasta is great. It increases the fiber and it increases the protein intake. Then you have quinoa pasta. The quinoa pasta, it tastes exactly like pasta. You have pasta and rice mixed together. So you have in some boxes of rice that you would see in the store. You'd have the pasta and rice dinner meals mixed together. Let me slow down because my tongue is getting twisted. But you also have buckwheat noodles. You have sprout grain pasta, and sprout grain pasta aids in weight loss. It helps. It helps lower your cholesterol, and it also helps with blood pressure. So spelt grain pasta is another good pasta to replace to swap out your pastas. And then you have my favorite, spelt pasta. I buy a lot of spelt pasta because I can't get out of here, little boy. Sorry, you guys. My sons just love to be hard headed and just love to get on mommy nerve and be hard headed. But yeah, those are some of those pastas that we would like to swap out. Now, some of the sweeteners that you could swap out, that you can use in place of white table sugar. Now, sugars come in a lot of different names. Like I said, cane sugar. You have cane sugar, white sugar. Oh my God, there's so many different names. And I was looking at them, I'm like, there's no need to even name just. But the main ones we know of is white granulated sugar, known as table sugar. Some of the sugars you can replace that with is coconut sugar, raw honey, What's some other ones? We have stevia, then we have pure maple syrup, and my favorite, liquid agave. Now, when you're using liquid agave, when you're cooking, you want to turn when you're baking, I'm sorry, when you're using liquid agave in baking items, you will want to turn down the oven 25 degrees lower than your normal temperature. Yeah, so yeah, turn it down a little bit. So if you cook at 350 degrees, you want to turn it down to 325, because the browning in that food, it accelerates with liquid sugars. So and as far as flours, we have almond flour, we have spelt flour. I use the spelt flour. um we have garbanzo flour. Now, what is garbanzo flour? Garbanzo flour made from chickpeas. So this chickpeas dried out, it turns into this grainy um flour. And garbanzo flour is used in stews, soups, gravies. I love it. When you first taste it, you can really tell the difference, but you grow to love it, and it's not a bad taste at all. It just has its own distinctive taste, but it's, oh my god, it's so good. The almond flour is great. What I use that for, the only thing I use the almond flour for so far is almond pancakes. I've made my kids some almond pancakes, and they loved it. I haven't did the coconut flour pancakes yet, but the almond flour pancakes are the bomb. So yeah, so those are some of the sugars and flours that you may want to incorporate in your kitchen. We want to start reading the labels, and we want to start phasing out anything with cane sugar, anything with cane syrup. Then you have cane juice. Then you have cane any high fructose corn syrup. All of those names that you see on these labels, run away from. And it's going to be hard, because and if you're really trying to let it go, it was oh my god. Oh yeah, that's what I meant to mention. Now, I love eating sweets. I love eating sweets. So that's another reason why I stay racked up on that liquid agave, or the packed brown sugar. Um, but I know they have a lot of like diets out there. Do you have one that helps you curb that sweet tooth craving? And they give you all like these list of foods you can eat, which are great. They can be great, because I've done it myself and it really works. They have different kinds, but what I've tried, you have citrus these citrus and mint. I think it's like the citrus and mint oils. Like you have the peppermint, and you have the, what was the other, peppermint and spearmint, and then you have the orange, you have the lemon, uh, grapefruit. That's the one I was thinking about. Grapefruit. That was the main one. These oils help big. Oh my God, they help curving appetites, because anything like citrus, it helps make you feel full. And then you have that mint. Then, like if you're using the mint peppermint oil, it helps you feel full as well. It curbs your appetite, and oh my god, it works so well. And I didn't think it was going to help, because the peppermint also helps with stomach aches and things of that sort. So try those two oils to help cut back your sugar cravings. So if you get a chance, I would love to know what you all thought. If you tried the citrus grapefruit, it's the grapefruit essential oil, or any of the citrus oils, like the grapefruit, the orange, the lemon, and then you have the peppermint as well. So if you all get a chance to try them, let me know. We can share results, as a matter of fact. So where do we start with all of this? You want to swap out all your juice for fresh fruit. You want to ditch all the processed foods and check the labels. You want to avoid anything with added sugars. Anything with 5 grams of sugar. is too much. I think it's 5 grams per 100 grams. Anything with more than that, you want to like leave it alone. Then you want to switch to full fat foods, and then you want like I said, you want to just be careful and read all your labels. So, with that being said, that is the end of step 6, or is it 7? 6, yes. So, thank you all again. If you all are watching me live, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for spending your time with me. Um, I really appreciate giving as much information as I can to help others start a more natural and non-toxic lifestyle. It is very detrimental, especially with what's going on. We have viruses. What else is going to be? I can't even imagine. But it helps to have to be in good health. And it's different from when the doctor say, oh, you're in good health, versus just being healthy, period. That's what he see on the outside. You breathing right, what about deep down inside, the stuff that they don't see exactly, stuff that you don't feel exactly is coming up, you know what I'm saying? So we want to be very, very careful and just take health a little bit more serious. I think we as parents look at it as long as our children is healthy, then all is well. Well, not really, because if we're not healthy, the kids aren't going to be healthy. We are teaching the kids what we know. They're copying what we do. So if we eat unhealthy, we're going to, they're going to eat unhealthy, because that's what we're putting on the table. So be mindful of what we bring into our households, because we are in control of that. Now, there are some things that we're not in control of, but there are some things that we are. So the things that we have control of, we need to do better. We need to think better, and we need to pass these lifestyles down to our children so they can make better choices. So again, if you all are watching me live, thank you so much. But if you happen to catch the replay, please comment replay so that I can know that you were able to enjoy some good information. I hope that it's some good information. You may know someone that could benefit from this information, so you can please share. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, I did mention some oils that can help also curb that sugar craving, if you don't want to go out and buy a whole lot of foods all the time. But it is wise to know how to use these oils in the right amount to use them, even when you're trying to curb this sugar diet. But if you would like to know more information on how to use the oils, please comment below, and I will be more than happy to share the link to my next class that's coming up. Also, we're actually going to, there are going to be some Q&As at the at the end of the class. I just like to mention that so everyone will know what we talk about. But we'll be talking about just using oils to help everyday life and to support everyday health concerns. And like I just mentioned, you can use grapefruit oil to help stop, to curb those sugar cravings. So again, if you would like to know more on when my next class will be on these essential oils, to incorporate them in your eating habits, to incorporate them in cleaning your home, or just your overall well-being, please comment below. We'll get that link to you for my next class. Other than that, guys, you have a great day, and thank you again for joining me. Have a great day, guys.